Hello everyone and welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So I promised you in the last episode that for the month of October we were going to continue with desserts. And so here's another real wonderful treat. I really didn't realize how good these were, and I'm always doctoring things up, as you know. So today we're actually going to make peanut butter cookies with peanut butter and chocolate chip morsels, and they are fantastic. I've got a little bit of a twist here, you know, to kind of help you once again make it a healthier option. The thing I like about this particular brand, again, I'm not always trying to promote brands, but this Betty Crocker doesn't have any colors or artificial flavors or preservative, and it is just fantastic. It's very simple. It's just fantastic. So you're going to basically use the entire pack, and this will make, I usually have about 2 trays of cookies. And so you've got the mixture. To that you're going to add 1 egg. And here's what's going to be very, very important. The only other things outside of the morsels you're going to add for liquid is oil and water, but it's very critical that you measure these exactly. If you make them too watery, the cookies will not turn out right. So make sure they are measured exactly. Now I use canola oil. It's a much healthier oil than vegetable oil, so you want to use some canola oil. That is 2 tablespoons of canola oil. And then you're going to use 3 tablespoons of water. That's it, okay? So you take those and mix them up together. I'm going to use my fork because it makes it a little, it's going to be kind of chunky. And then once I get it mixed really nice with the liquids, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those morsels. So I have to give my husband Curtis credit for the morsels. I made these these cookies, these peanut butter cookies before, and that's his favorite cookie. And he said to me, he says, oh, I wonder how these would be if you added peanut butter morsels to it. And I thought, add peanut butter morsels to peanut butter cookie? Why would I do that? So I went to the store. I actually had never baked with peanut butter morsels before. And then I saw the combination between the peanut butter and the chocolate. And let me just tell you, it's become a sensation. Now, I used to do a half batch with the morsels and one without. Now, it's just only morsels. So that's kind of where we've progressed. All right, so that's mixed quite nicely. I'm actually going to rinse this fork off because I'm going to need it to pat down the cookies. So we've got that. Now we're going to add, this is 4 ounces or a half a cup of morsels. And as I always say, use more or less, you know, based on your liking. So, and I've got the oven, and you may have just heard it beep. I have that set on 350 because I do have a pan that, you know, is coated. So if you don't have a coated pan, you need to set it on 375. But honestly, if you follow those directions exactly, except don't use the vegetable oil, use the canola oil for the healthier tip, and then of course add those morsels. So now what I'm going to do, and my finger and my nails all clean, made sure that was the case. I'm really going to just now roll these into balls, and I have sprayed my pan already with some pan spray. So you're just going to make some balls like so, okay, and just put these down. I'm just going to keep going. I'll go on through this. I'll just do the 1 pan. Then we're going to put that in the oven. Now here's where I don't recommend that you follow the instructions on the package, but you follow mine. It tells you to keep them in for 10 minutes. If you keep them in for 10 minutes, it's going to be a little crunchy. And so my recommendation, I keep an eye on them, and I have them in there for, I usually set the timer for 7 minutes, and then I might keep them in maybe an additional minute, so about 8 minutes. But here's one of those things where you have to look at it. I'm going to show you how they should look So when you open that oven and you see, okay, they're looking like she said they should, then you know you're in business, okay? So I'm just gonna, again, not gonna do the whole pan for you. But these have been quite the sensation. So what I'm gonna do, so that I don't take up too much of your time, I'm going to go on and roll the rest of the balls, and then I'm going to put it in the oven. Once again, I'm gonna set my timer for 7 minutes, and then I'm gonna check them and likely leave them in for 1 extra minute. So I'm gonna go on and we're gonna turn off the video. I'm gonna finish these, put them in the oven, and then come back, okay? Okay, so what I've done is I've rolled all the cookies in balls. One of the things you probably noticed or did not was I use usually about a tablespoon and take that amount and rub it. And again, this is why it's so important that the oil and the water are exact amounts. And then I've got another tray here. So it's 34 cookies. Now, you know, a lot of times, you know, with with peanut butter cookies, you see the little squares. So I'm going to do that. I wanted you to be able to see how I do that. And hopefully you can see it. I'm gonna start back here. You're just gonna crisscross them. On the side I have over here is a little bit of flour in case it starts getting a little sticky. You can just dap your fork in the flour and brush it off, and then you can keep going, okay? So I usually just go just like this. Just do the little crisscross till it starts acting like it's sticky. You don't want these sitting out. That's another thing. Temperature and time, all those things have an impact on the stickiness of the cookie. So these are like perfection right now because they're not really sticking. And it's a good day when I don't have to use too much flour, but sometimes you do, because it's like I said, if I have them stuck out and I get distracted, the phone rings or something like that, and I come back. So beautiful, right? All crisscross cookies. So I'm gonna do the rest of these, and then what we're gonna do is put them in the oven. Remember what I said, 7 minutes on the timer, and then I usually take them out at 8 because sometimes I have to take them out at 7. I'd rather have less time on the timer and then just have to add, okay? But these are coming out great. I'm just grateful I haven't really had to use any flour. So, but that's a little trick just in case. Okay, so they're going in the oven, and we'll be back when they're ready to come out. Okay, the cookies are ready. They're so good. So I want to kind of hold them up for you. Again, I've got the other pan back there just so that you can see the color of the cookies. They're just perfect, honestly. You don't want them too dark. They'll be hard. And the other thing is that I put them in kind of my cookie canister lined with wax paper, and I put them in while they're warm. Now I try to stagger them as I put them in so they don't stick together, but they just stay better when you put them in when they're warm, and then I put the lid on them, and you can layer them with wax paper if you'd like to do that. So I'm going to invite my husband to come on over, cutie.
Okay.
And since this is his favorite cookie,
yes,
you know,
yes.
we might as well. Which one would you like to try? You want this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you can see they come off pretty easily, and they're just delicious. Totally delicious. How did it turn out? Still warm. And that's the thing, you know, you can eat them warm, you can let them cool off, and I mean, I just literally kind of took them out the oven. Again, the secret to keeping them chewy is it you're doing your dance, your happy dance now? Very good as usual. So if you want something, find out what your husband loves, or your spouse loves, your significant other, and then make that for him. Okay guys, that's it for now. We've got things to do. And yes, of course you can have another one. And we'll see you again. Remember, share, share, share. Take care. Bye-bye.